Ever since Jim Carrey showed up to an awards ceremony looking nearly unrecognizable, the internet has been swirling with rumors and theories that perhaps Jim Carrey has been replaced. Some of the most popular theories floating around right now is that Jim was replaced by a doppelganger, or a look-alike actor pretending to be Jim at this award ceremony. Another popular theory is that Jim was replaced by a clone. Some people are suggesting it was an imposter actor wearing a mask. Just when you think it can't get any more insane, take a look at this.
A lot of people are saying that Jim Carrey is not my father. I am his daughter. If I wasn't his daughter, could I do this? Bumblebee tuna! The who, the her. I miss my dad. Alrighty then. Shikaka! Like a glove!
My name is Heather Shaw. I'm a comedian, also kind of just known virally now for looking like Jim Carrey. So I just decided I was going to get on TikTok and try to convince TikTok that I was his long-lost daughter. And it worked a little too well.
You still don't think I'm Jim Carrey's kid? Watch this. Alexa, call Jim Carrey!
Did you mean Jim Carrey?
No, father. Call father. Watch. All right, fine. I'm not Jim Carrey's daughter. I'm his son. All righty then.
F is for
Fabulous!
G is for
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
So good. So good. Comedian Heather Shaw is going viral for being Jim Carrey's female doppelganger. When did you realise that you look like Jim Carrey?
Early, since I was like 7 or 8. Since Ace Ventura came out, the minute it came out, I could just do the face, you know, and then it was just easy peasy. No, I never had to practice it, you know, just it was on me.
It was on me.
Thanks to your mom and dad for that. I guess you've taken up comedy then as a career, and how is this helping you?
It's helped a lot. I have a lot of, I have a big following now on social media because of the whole Jim Carrey look-alike thing.
Are there challenges to nailing the voice and the mannerisms that come with Jim Carrey?
Yeah, I guess. I never really practiced his face because, again, I have it. But I think there's, like, you can do head cocks, you know, and stuff like that voice. Yeah, the eyebrow. There's something, like the Grinch face I can't do. Like, that's just something I just can't do. But, yeah, I think you can make it dramatic with, like, the head cock and the... You know, like that.
So good. It really is on you.
It's astounding.
So before we let you go, could you give us one of your best Jim impersonations?
Yeah, I got to do the classic one. People always like the Ace Ventura one. Oh, righty then.
It's so good.
Come on out, Heather! I can't even look at you.
Sorry, I'll keep it to the regular.
First of all, no, here's the deal. I had the great pleasure of interviewing Jim Carrey.
Oh.
And so, first of all, I love you, Jim Carrey. Awesome guy. I think we have the picture. That's me and Jim.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
You're...
Can't even read me twice.
Not only do you resemble your manner, your whole everything.
It's everything, yeah. I've had it since I was a kid, so.
Since you were a kid?
Yeah, I've always had this face, you know? I was born with it. So can't keep away from it.
So, but in a strange way, I mean, obviously you're a woman and you resemble Jim Carrey. You have to change your facial. What is it? You think it's the mouth?
It's the mouth.
It's in the mouth. Right.
Okay, so this is me normally. A lot of people will see me in public and be like, you don't look like him. But then if I do the whole, it's just that. And then you can always add dramatics, the head cock.
The head cock. It's so interesting you say that because when the first picture came up, I was like, oh, okay. And the audience was like, well, who does she look like? And then you move the mouth.
Yeah, that's
and
what
it changes everything.
It's right there.
You know? How you doing?
How you doing?
And if I really want to annoy my girlfriend, if we're in like a little fight, I'll just be like, already. And then it's good. And then we're happy. You know?
I love it. It's great.
So now that I have shown you that, let's go ahead and break down this Jim Carrey replacement theory one step at a time. Do I personally think that the person who showed up to that award ceremony in France was and is the original real Jim Carrey? No, I do not. And I also do not believe that it was Hollywood makeup artist Alexis Stone who claimed on Instagram that he was the one impersonating Jim Carrey in a hyper-realistic disguise. I don't buy that story for a second. In fact, the picture of the mask that he posted on Instagram is nothing but an AI fake. That's definitely not a real hyper-realistic mask of Jim Carrey, and there is no proof of Alexis Stone being the imposter actor pretending to be Jim Carrey. So therefore, I have no reason to believe that this Hollywood makeup artist was the one impersonating Jim Carrey that night. In fact, the quote-unquote official sources, such as Entertainment Tonight and other mainstream media outlets, they are claiming it was indeed the real Jim Carrey who was at the award ceremony that night, and that this claim from Alexis Stone on Instagram is nothing more than a clout-chasing rumor. So until Alexis Stone decides to show us his Jim Carrey impersonation and show us video of him transforming into Jim Carrey, until he shows us that proof, I have no reason to believe in some Instagram post or some rumors being spread by morons online. There are also people online claiming that Jim Carrey has been cloned, and a lot of mainstream reports are saying there's conspiracy theories about Jim Carrey being cloned. I personally don't like to use the word clone in this situation because I think it is an imposter actor wearing a hyper-realistic mask. I think it's an actor wearing a disguise pretending to be Jim Carrey, and I do not believe it's the real Jim Carrey. I do not believe it's Alexis Stone, and I don't believe it's a clone. Whenever you hear the word clone, to me that insinuates that like they grew a whole nother human, they grew a whole nother Jim Carrey in a test tube and then presented him to the public and had him pretend to be the real Jim Carrey. I don't buy that either. So I still think this is an imposter actor wearing a hyper-realistic mask. The mainstream media has been trying way too hard to get the sheeple at home to believe that this was, in fact, the real Jim Carrey at the awards ceremony. And they are desperate to get people to dismiss all theories that Jim Carrey has been replaced or cloned. You even have Penguin Zero, or as I like to call him, a dirty lying shillbag, shaming people and ridiculing people who think that Jim Carrey may have been replaced. Penguin Zero went as far as to claim the only sane conclusion is that Jim had plastic surgery and Botox. So I'm noticing that a lot of YouTubers are trying to ridicule and shame anyone who might happen to think that Jim Carrey got replaced. And they're basically trying to corral you or force you into believing it's the same old Jim Carrey, except he had Botox and/or plastic surgery. Oh, but wait, there's more. Heather Shaw, otherwise known as the female Jim Carrey impersonator, she claims that it for sure was Jim Carrey at the awards show, and she claims he's just had a little bit of plastic surgery done. She also says anyone who thinks he's been replaced should have their right to vote taken away.
It's Heather Shaw. I'm not a clone. It's been a wild past almost 5 days, almost a week. This Jim Carrey bullshit. Listen, if your team that Jim Carrey was replaced or Jim Carrey is a clone, get the fuck out of here. Go back to 6th grade. Kids should have been left behind. That's what I'm learning. I'm learning that, hey, not all of us need to vote. Not all of us. I think we should have to pass a test to vote the same way we have to pass a test to drive.
So get this. A female Jim Carrey impersonator hasn't posted anything on her channel for 3 weeks, has been absent while this whole Jim Carrey fiasco has been going on. Then just 2 days ago, she finally uploads a new video claiming she's not a clone, that was the real Jim Carrey, and anyone who thinks Jim Carrey has been replaced should go back to 6th grade and that they shouldn't have a right to vote. Now, I'm not going to sit here and suggest that Heather Shaw was the Jim Carrey imposter in Paris at that awards ceremony, but I'm not going to completely rule it out either. In fact, Heather Shaw showed ability to manipulate her face and totally look like Jim Carrey, much more so than I have ever seen any other person look like Jim Carrey. So the fact that there are impersonators out there, such as Heather Shaw, who can pull off many of the iconic Jim Carrey faces and do a pretty decent impression, who's to say they didn't let Heather Shaw wear a hyper-realistic mask and a bodysuit and pretend to be Jim Carrey at the awards ceremony in France? Now, am I saying that's for sure what happened? No. But I'm definitely not going to dismiss that as an option. The fact that she went out of her way to shame and ridicule anyone who thinks Jim Carrey has been replaced, and the fact that she was absent from her YouTube channel conveniently while all this was going on, I'm going to go ahead and chalk that up as possible evidence that Heather Shaw possibly played the role of Jim Carrey at that French award ceremony. However, I do not have definitive proof that that is the case, so I am not going to make that claim. So for now, I'm just going to wait and see how this story develops, because this story is far from over. In fact, the next time Jim Carrey makes a public appearance, all eyes are going to be on how he looks at the next public appearance. Is he going to look even more different from how he looked at the French awards ceremony? Is he going to go back to looking like the old Jim everyone remembers in their head? So this story is going to be an ongoing investigation, and I'm going to keep my mind open to other possibilities as to who could be playing this role, and I'm going to keep you guys updated on any and all information I find as it pertains to this story. I want to thank you for watching this video. Please do me a favor and hit the thumbs up. Make sure that you are subscribed, and I will see all of you in the next video. Peace.